Welcome to my very first video. I'm Beth and I'm the creator of dryitcanit.com. I enjoy dehydrating foods, I enjoy canning foods, and since we live in a pretty rural area, it's really important to have things in my pantry because any decent grocery store is a good 45 minutes away. I also really love creating recipes using my dehydrated and canned food, and today I want to share a recipe that I created called Orange Zest Bread. I'm going to use what left I have of a little bit of dehydrated orange rind, and since we're going to be leaving in a couple days and gone for a couple of days, I'm out of milk, but I have canned milk in my pantry and I'm going to use that. So what I've already done is I have creamed some butter and some sugar, and then I added 2 eggs to that one at a time and mixed those in my mixer. The next thing I want to do is I want to add my orange zest. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll add that in. And that's about a tablespoon of orange zest that I'm using. Now the thing about canning is I like to reuse my lids for my dehydrated foods because there's really enough on here to keep it moisture free, which is what I'm after. With my canned goods, I never use the bands with it. You want to make sure that when you're pushing in, it doesn't give, and you want to make sure your lid is tight. And a great way to open this to preserve your lids is to take some kind of a metal utensil. I use a butter knife that honestly I never use. Put that over the canned lid, and I don't have my glasses on, so we'll see how well this goes. And then just pop it open, and then your lid comes out really well. And for this recipe, I'm going to need a 1/2 cup of milk. So I'm going to take my canned milk and measure 1/2 cup. And then I'm going to alternately add flour and milk, starting with the flour and ending with the flour for this recipe. So I'm going to add some of my flour, and then a bit of my milk. Kind of bring this all together. And pretty liquidy, nice orange color from the orange zest. Smells pretty good too, actually. Dehydrated orange zest is really easy to do. The best way to do it is when you have an orange or tangerines, to kind of scrape the pith out. I use a spoon to do that. It's really easy to do. And then I dehydrate it. I like to dehydrate it, and then I put mine in a grinder similar to a coffee grinder and grind it to a fine powder. Use it for so many things. Add it to pancakes, add it to waffles. In this case, I'm using it with bread. Add a little bit more milk. And this is coming together real well. I do have a 5x7 bread pan already floured and greased, and I do have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. I'm going to add more flour. And again, it comes together really well. Canned milk is something that's a little bit tricky for some people. Some people don't feel safe doing that. It's not approved by the USDA, primarily because it's not tested. You'll find lots of ways to can milk online. It's pretty easy, but it's really nice to have shelf-stable milk. It's great for my family. You have to do what you need to do. But remember, this recipe can be made with fresh ingredients. If you don't have canned milk, use fresh milk. If you don't have dehydrated orange, use fresh orange peel. Use lemon. You can make lemon with this too. I'm going to add the rest of the flour now. Great little tool that I use with my mixer because it really keeps the flour and everything from getting all over. So I basically just want to mix this until the batter comes together, which it has really nicely. And I am going to bring my bread pan over. I always tell my granddaughter, make sure that you unplug before you use your mixer in any way to avoid fingers getting off. So I'll just scrape this batter off, like so. And remove this. I like to get as much batter as I can because that's always another bite of bread, right? So you can see what I've got together here. I've got, you know, a nice mixture, a little bit of orange. It smells like orange. It looks really good. And I'm just going to scrape that out of here and put this in the pan, in the bread pan, and then smooth that out. And then we're going to bake it for about 50 or 60 minutes until it's brown and until, well, I guess until I can put a knife in it and it comes out clean is kind of the test for bread. This is really more of a quick bread. It's not a yeast bread. But you know, today I was just kind of craving something, just having something a little bit different. And I thought, well, this recipe that I have has turned out well in the past, and I think it's a great way to use up the rest of my orange rind, which I really want to do. So I have this in my pan. I'm just going to spread it out so that it's in equally into the corners. And so it has a nice looking top. Put that in there like so. We're going to bake that for about an hour and then we'll be back, okay? All right, I'm back and I have a beautiful, delicious orange zest loaf of bread. Nice golden brown, worked out really well. Sometimes you'll get this little crack in the bread, and when you do, I like to actually test it with a knife instead of a toothpick for doneness. I think it gives you a little bit better idea on how the bread is. This took actually about 48 minutes today. I think in the video earlier I said 50 to 60 minutes, and it's really 45 to 55 minutes baking time. It'll depend a little bit on the size of your pan, the humidity in your home, and also whether you're using dehydrated or fresh zest. I used a tablespoon of dehydrated orange zest, and it dawned on me that you can use fresh zest for that. You would need about the zest of about probably about 3 medium-sized oranges. Lemons would also work great with this recipe. But let's open this up and give it a try. I'll make a slice. I think I'll save this end piece for later because I love the end piece. It's nice and crispy. I do see I have a little bit of a air bubble in the bread here this time. And a piece of it fell apart, but I think it turned out really well. Really nice, nice texture, nice golden brown. Let's take a bite and see how it is. Really good. Nice texture. The orange zest really comes through. Remember, if you have, if you don't have canned milk, if you don't have dehydrated orange zest, use fresh. When you have your favorite recipes, take a look, see what you can substitute. But this is a keeper, let me tell you, it's really, really good. So thanks for watching. Remember, with a little bit of effort and a little bit of time, you too can save your leftovers, use your rinds from oranges, can your milk, and fill your pantry without any waste. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.